right, so last objective here, talking about keeping variables the same and sources of variability. So notes here. So we should try to keep all other variables the same for each subject to prevent confounding, right? So again, if we can manage to keep the variables the same, then we can truly focus on just the treatment. But if we can't do that, then there might be some other variables that are getting in the way or being confused with the response variable and the effects on the response variables. So be careful. The other reason we want to keep other variables the same is to reduce the variability in the response variable, making it easier to determine if one treatment is more effective than another. So again, if you have these different variables in play, you might have, this value on the right side, this value on the left side, and again, you don't want those widespread results. You want sort of more of a focused result. Okay, so again, two important ideas here in terms of variability and your experiments. All right, so example 3 says more distractions, more calories. In the TV and snack example from earlier in this lesson, research determined that people typically consume more calories when watching TV shows with more distractions. Identify one variable that researchers kept the same for all subjects during the experiment. Provide 2 reasons why it was important for the researchers. All right, so let me see if I can go back. I think I can. So if we just go back, so here we go. So again, we need to take a look at what was kept the same. So I see 2 things that were kept the same. Number 1, I see the 20 minutes, right? 20 minutes of Hollywood action, 20-minute excerpt, 20-minute interview. So that was important. The other thing I see that was kept the same with the snacks, right? They were given some snacks. And again, maybe, some people don't have a propensity to some of these snacks. Now, who's going to turn out M&Ms and cookies? I don't know. Grapes and carrots, but, so these were pretty good snacks. So we're going to go with this 20 minutes. We're going to say that 20 minutes was the variable kept the same. So I'm going to identify that variable here. So amount of time watching TV. And that was the 20 minutes. Okay, so think about why that was important to be kept the same. Well, first of all, let's think about the confounding answer. So aside from the type of movie, right, that might make you eat more, the time you're watching definitely can make you eat more. If I'm allowed to watch the whole 2-hour movie and the interview is only 30 minutes, of course, over 2 hours, I might eat more than over just 30 minutes of that interview. So from the confounding perspective, if one treatment group was allowed to watch TV longer than the others, we wouldn't know. If the amount of time watching or the type of programming caused a difference in calorie consumption. Okay, so again, this could be a varying answer. Like I said, you could have talked about the snacks, and you could have said, had one group been able to pick the snacks they wanted the other, maybe they would have ate more of their snacks. So it would have been was it the snack type or the type of programming that caused a difference in calorie consumption? So again, this is a variable they kept the same so that we didn't have to worry about this affecting the results. And that's the idea of the purpose of random assignment and confounding. Okay, and then the other type of answer comes from a sampling variability answer. Okay, so this idea of variability. So its interpretation sounds like this: if subjects could choose how long They watch TV. The number of calories consumed would be much more variable. Making it harder to tell. Making it harder to tell if the type of programming made a difference. If the type of programming made a difference. I'll be very happy when we get out of this chapter, so I don't have to write like a book every time. If the type of programming made a difference. No offense to writing. I just don't have the patience sometimes for it. Made a difference. And again, this is the idea of if I were to pick how much time I watch TV, then again, maybe if I picked an hour, I would have eaten this many calories, and if someone picked 15 minutes, they would eat just this small amount of calories. So again, then your results would have been much more variable, and that makes it harder to pinpoint whether it was the programming that made a difference. Okay. So again, 2 types of answers for this type of problem. Pick one, go with it, unless it asks for both, and do your best. Okay. All right, great. This was 3-7. Good luck on your homework.